All right, so this is a Edmodo screencast of what I will be doing for the new teachers meeting this upcoming week, and I do have another Edmodo video as well, but it may not be structured as appropriately for that. So one thing I want to draw your attention to is that I don't like how Edmodo's done this. They have the default be the sign up now, and then you have to do an extra click to actually log in. So if you're a first time user, come here. If you've been to Edmodo before, then you need to come up here and click login. I don't think that's very intuitive, but that's kind of how some websites are going to. I know Hootsuite's done the same thing. So assuming that you don't have an Edmodo account, you're going to go ahead and enter your email address and create your new password. I have not tried, but I'm hoping that this would be okay to use your Google Apps for Education email. I'll need to test that out and get back to you. So once you click that, you're going to get this screen. So this is basically your timeline. This is the first thing you got to do. Then after you hit next step, it's going to take you here. Next step is going to take you here. Then you'll be done. So you have to find your school. And I went ahead and started typing in Early Mart Alila, and then it'll drop down here. So give that a click, and then you click the next step. So now so once you have that completed, notice you could go back to step 1 or next step here. But once you're here, you're going to go ahead and tell us whether you're Mr. or Mrs., your first name, last name, what grade, subject area. And then down here, this is not my Edmodo. I use this email just to create this account for this video. But this is basically your URL. So I think mine is /Mr. Haston. So if somebody goes to edmodo.com/Mr. Haston, they go directly to my screen. Then if you choose to, you can upload a profile photo here. I would highly recommend at least finding something as an avatar. I think it's much more professional to have an actual photo of yourself, but some people aren't comfortable with that. So after that, you click next step again, and that'll bring you to this. Now this is actually pretty cool. It'll take some getting used to, but if you click on, say, math, language arts, and science, what they'll do is your news feed will be associated with those communities. So if somebody posts to the language arts, you will automatically see that in your news feed. So click on what you'd be interested in seeing there. And this is basically what you first see. A snapshot is something I'll have to learn more about. If you don't, it's fairly new. It's something dealing with Common Core. But if you X that out, that banner will go away. Here is the meat of Edmodo. So you have your groups panel. You have a few icons up here. That's your home. We're looking at the home page. Your progress. This is discover, so you can find new things, new groups. And this is your library. This is where you find all your profile items. This is your notifications. And then all around here, these are just different ways that you can make posts. So very intuitive. We'll get into there a lot more later. But so once you already have your login, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of backtrack because you're going to have to log in again now that you created this account. So you're going to have to go, like I said, man, this thing keeps... You're going to have to go up here and click the login button. So once you click that login button, you're going to get a pop-up. And so this pop-up, you're going to put the username or email that you indicated on your sign up and your password, and then you click login. So this is my actual Edmodo page here. So you see it's more populated. I actually have many groups. These are groups I either created or joined. You can see that I've got posts to my language arts, and you can see I have 3 notifications at this time. So a couple things here. So right here, these 4 icons up here, that's your home screen, your progress. Progress is how are your classes doing. And then your discover, which I'll let you go ahead and look at that on your own. I'm not going to take the time for that today. And then your library. So if you mouse and click over the progress. You have My Student Badges, which is really cool. You could create little icons that you could associate with your student's account. They call them badges. So they're basically like you think of them like stickers, like in kindergarten when they did a good job, you give them a star. That's basically it. So you will create a badge for somebody who demonstrates a good technological understanding. So you have the technology student. So you might have a little icon of a laptop or something. You might have an attendance one. There's some prefab made ones that are there, but then you could create your own and then assign them to your students' profiles. So here are all the classes, or a few of my classes. If I was to click on one of these, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to go that in depth, it's going to be long enough as it is, I'll be able to see my students' grades, and I could click on their names, and I'll be able to actually click on their names and be able to, in fact, I do have it right here. So if I click one of these classrooms, I think I have the core 1 math. So if I click that right now, that'd take me here, and you can see I have my students with their icons, their grades, and then you have the assignment names up here. So some of them are, you could say it's a not applicable thing, like you're not adding that to your grade book. You could have your grades here. You can see it's turned in here. Now, if you click here, that's where you could assign or give badges. It's just a little, like a spreadsheet. You just give check marks to the ones you want to give the badges to. And then insights, you could kind of look into that on your own time, but that's not as important as the grade book. So the grade book, anytime you create an assignment, it'll automatically be put into the grade book. And when you grade it, it'll show up in your notifications, and you could just give them the grade, and as soon as you hit submit, it's in there. It's really cool. But you can also, let's say you give a pencil and paper grade and you're wanting to maintain it on Edmodo, you could click the new grade and you could actually manually enter it in. So now if we come up to this toolbar and click the book, this is really awesome. This is one of my favorite things about Edmodo. You can log into your Google Drive here, so you have access to all of your items there. You could click here, and anything that's attached to a post in one of your groups will be shown here. You could make folders and organize them that way. But so here's library items. You could click Add to Library, upload anything that you have on your computer up to, I think it's like 100 megs if I remember right, which is pretty big. And then whenever you are doing a post, anything in your library is instantly accessible on your post. So you could actually post from your computer, you could post a link, or you could post directly from your library whenever you're doing any assignments or comments, anything like that on the Edmodo wall. So right here I have this. It's filtered by all types. You can do it by files or by links. If I click this view button, this is just a screenshot, so I can't. It's not a live page right here. But if I click the view button, it'll allow me to look at thumbnails or list. So that's really cool. So this is back at the home page. I know that because I have the home screen button up here. Now, when if you want to create a group, I mean, that's the whole point of it. You either need to create or join a group. We have mini groups for Early Mart for planning as far as the content experts go. But if you hit this plus button, you get two options. You get create or join. Now, if you hit the create button, you're going to have a two-step process where the first step, you're going to name your classroom, and then you're going to select a grade in your subject area. And after that, you'll hit create. And then you're going to say expected group size. I'll have a few ranges for you. And then you can decide your group, hit finish, voila. Now underneath your group section, you will have that group. Then you can start populating those groups. Now, if you click join, then you're going to get this text box right here. And with join, it's a little different. It's going to be something strange. It's going to be like a 5 to 7 case-sensitive code, group code, and I'll go over my Edmodo and show that to you right now. It'll be something like YM32Z, something like that. And you click join, and then you'd join whatever that group is. So if I click over to my Edmodo real quick, so this is my actual live Edmodo page. See, there's the group code right there. So if I was to go ahead and take that or give that to, and you were to put that into your join, you would actually join. This is my This is my Q Rockstar mashup group. So you'd be able to actually come right into there and see all those posts and do that. So very neat stuff. Edmodo is extremely useful. If you don't have a one-to-one situation, do not hesitate in using it because it still has merit. You can still use it even when they're not one-to-one. You just do it more like a centers thing. So right here, this is going to be the last thing I show you. Whenever you're at the home page, or if you actually click onto the group, it would eliminate one element. If you click onto this group, you won't have this field. If I clicked on the Q Rockstar, it will know that I'm sending you the note or the alert, the assignment, the quiz, or the poll, or snapshot to that group. In fact, I'm going to do this live. So if I go over here, let me say I go to my home page. So I have this note, and so if I want to, I could type the name of a person, or a group, a student, or a teacher. So if I put in Laura Hassan, which is my mom, I could click on her, and now I could even add somebody else. Let's say Minerva Ramirez. I think he's got an Edmodo. There he is. So I could click that, and I could even say, okay, I want to also add social media group 7, which was a group that I used for my master's project. But anyways, I could do that, and I could type a note, whatever I want. Now a note, all that is like an announcement. It's just something to, I use that a lot of times as a springboard for assignments. So down here I could attach a file from my computer, a link. So I might add a link and say, okay, I want you to go to scholar.google.com and research something. So I might do that. I might say research Mesopotamia. And then click send. Okay, so you can schedule the message, so you could choose the day and the time that it's sent, or you could actually go straight to the library. So and that's on Note. An assignment is the same thing, but what an assignment is you'll create the due date. You could load it from a previous assignment, something that you've already done, or you could just name a title and then tell them what to do, and then you send it to whatever class it is. Let's say Core 1 Math. And then when you send that, it's automatically populated into your grade book as well. So if I hit send, it wouldn't go because I don't have a due date. But if I hit send, that's automatically pushed to all the walls of my students, and they'll be able to do that. The quiz is a little bit more difficult, but you could create a quiz. You name it, and then you create what kind of questions you want. You can make it as long as you want. You can assign a time limit, and then you assign that to your classroom. So just I just want to briefly show that to you. And then that's actually saved for later. You could do a poll where you could ask a question, and then students would be able to pick an answer. The snapshot, like I said, I'm not very interested in, or not, I should say I'm not very familiar with. Let me say Core 1. See if it says anything about that. And since I haven't assigned anything to that standard, I doubt it's going to show me any information. So it looks like that the snapshot allows you to assign standards to assignments and then use that snapshot to see how they're doing. So that could be cool. I'm just not that familiar with it. Last thing I'll show you, here's your account, and then you have all these settings. And I really don't, this video is probably long enough as is, so I'm going to go ahead and stop. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email or a text. But hopefully this is helpful. All right. Thanks for watching.